Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum everyone. In this slide, I'm going to explain on the differences between Islamic and conventional consumer behavior and the implications of Islamic consumer behavior. Okay, here we can see there are 6 differences in terms of worldview, objective of consumption, rationalism, time horizon, wealth, good and services. Okay, in terms of worldview, you can see that from Islamic perspective, it's based on Sharia that believes in Day of Judgment. But from conventional perspective, it is based on secularism, which avoids religious values and focusing more on material accumulation only. Okay, in terms of objective of consumption, in Islam, one of the objectives is to achieve al-falah, which means success, and success in this world and in the hereafter. But the objective of consumption in conventional perspective is more towards satisfying human wants only. Yeah? And for them, by satisfying human wants is a success for them. Okay, third one, rationalism. From Islamic perspective, consumer is rational in maximizing their needs, but according to Sharia hierarchical of needs. Sharia hierarchical of needs, which is based on maqasid Sharia, the importance of priorities, based on daruriyah, hajiyah and tahsiniyah, which I believe you have learned before. But from conventional perspective, in terms of rationalism, consumer is rational in maximizing their own satisfaction or utility without looking at whether it is based on wants or based on needs. Yeah. Okay. Next, time horizon. Okay, from Islamic perspective, spending will have immediate effect in this life and later effect in hereafter, because it believes on two worlds, yeah, worldly and eternally. So because of that, we need to spend our wealth, our properties, our money, our income based on Sharia or Islamic teachings. From conventional perspective, spending only have immediate effect. Meaning they just only focusing more on what they will get, yeah, from the spending today, yeah, and they don't even think about what will happen in the future. Yeah, they just think about the immediate impact. Okay, then wealth. Okay, in Islam, wealth is to avoid extravagance in consumption. We need to avoid any extravagance in consumption, even we are rich. Yeah, so we need to avoid extravagance. But in conventional, higher income generates higher level of consumption. So because of that, you need to satisfy the higher wants, yeah, from the people. Higher income, higher consumption, and maybe different in terms of lifestyles, yeah. So actually, those are the difference between wealth in Islamic perspective and conventional perspective. And last one, we can see also the difference between goods and services. In Islam, anything that is permissible and we are only allowed to consume anything that is permissible, and we must avoid anything that prohibited. Yeah. But in conventional, anything that anyone wants or needs. Yeah. So the suppliers need the manufacturers need to fulfill the wants of the people, even maybe the impact is not that good. Yeah. For example, in terms of cosmetic, many women nowadays wants to look fairer, like Korean ladies. Yeah. So maybe for certain suppliers, they just think about profit. They try to produce many products because they want to ascertain the need or the wants of the consumers outside there without thinking on the impacts to the consumers or the customers. Maybe, for example, to make sure that they're able to get fast profit, so they tend to, for example, use low grade of ingredients, and as a result, it will give bad impact to the consumers. So those are the differences. We can see there are 6, and actually there are more than that. So these are some of the examples with regards to differences. Okay, now we look at the implications of Islamic consumer behavior. Okay, first we can see the implication in terms of saving. Islamic consumer behavior against the concept of israf and tabzir. This will reduce the marginal propensity to consume of Islamic consumer, and the marginal propensity to save is likely to increase. In addition, transfers from upper income group contribute to the income growth of the lower class. This will stimulate higher level of saving. Moreover, saving is always referred as future income or future consumption plans. By observing the principles of Islamic consumer behavior, so inshallah, God's willing, we're able to see terms of growth of saving, because people tend to avoid tabzir, or israf, extravagance in spending. Okay, second, we can see also the implications in terms of investment. Leaving resources unutilized is condemned in Islam. Thus, consumer would not like to leave their savings idle. It will be used in production. So how are we going to use the sources or resources that we have? It will be used in production, business, or investment, which give some returns. So when we have certain savings, it's not encouraged to just save it idle like that, without any benefits or profits. So because of that, we need to invest. The saving, like it can be used in production, opening businesses, to get more profit. Okay. And the last one, we also can see the implication in terms of tabzir. Tabzir is used in Holy Quran to refer to extravagance consumption. For example, spending on unlawful things, excessive expenditure on lawful things, and expenditure for good and charitable purposes merely for show. And therefore, Islamic consumer behavior will avoid the act of tabzir. So, as a conclusion, theory of consumer behavior between conventional and Islamic can be differentiated by looking into its postulates and principles. Although theoretically Muslim scholars still progressing in developing Islamic consumption function, Islam itself has provided a complete guideline on consumer behavior for Muslims to be more motivated to achieve their well-being, which is in this world and in the hereafter. Okay, so in the next chapter, I'm going to explain on Islamic consumer ethics. Thank you.